Hey guys, it's RebelQueen. Okay, first off, sorry for the lack of reviews. I actually intended to do a review over Disney's movie Jungle Cruise, but things kind of went wonky on me last week, so I wasn't able to go see it. So, sorry about that, guys, but things happen, and even more crazy stuff has happened this week, so, But I'm here with a review for you guys on Suicide Squad, which just went into theaters yesterday and also onto HBO Max as well for streaming services. So here we go. Now, first off, please remember this is a sequel to the original Suicide Squad that came out a few years ago. And it's not like a direct sequel, so because it's like it doesn't like have a continuing storyline, because even then in the comics the whole thing is like everything is still just like whenever something goes on and they need that stuff, they just go, okay, we need to pick out these and these guys that we have in the prison and we'll just use them. In fact, even this movie had such a roster of criminals that they used that it was pretty much like, okay, who's gonna be the ones that die? Which, I'm not gonna ruin anything for you, but it's kind of like, oh my god. In fact, the only one that we pretty much knew for sure that wasn't gonna die was John Cena's character Peacemaker, since it's already been confirmed that there's gonna be an HBO series spin-off Peacemaker for him, so we already knew for sure he wasn't gonna die. And in fact, here's also kind of where I'm also gonna give you a little spoiler. Of course, Margot's character of Harley, she doesn't die either, but I think we all kind of already knew that she wasn't gonna die, because I mean, yeah, if they did any more DC movie stuff, they could always recast her, but so far, she just really has pretty much really iconicized the Harley Quinn character so far that it would take a massive shakeup that would really make us have to accept a rebranding of her character right now. So, yeah. I mean, it would have to be like, oh, we're doing a. It would pretty much like have to be like a, oh, we're pretty much like redoing a whole thing. So, which is understandable, considering like how often they have to redo stuff with characters and all that. Because kind of like how, as we kind of like know with Marvel, which since they got the rights back to Spider-Man, they have their own Spider-Man now, and like since they got the rights, along with now that they're doing their own Blade, they've got their Blade character now. So, which it would have been nice to have Wesley Snipes redo the character, but it's understandable that Marvel's wanting to do their own thing, but that's neither here nor there. But the movie was very interesting, and as we kind of saw from some of the more recent trailers, the monstrosity that they kind of, well, they don't some. I'll kind of give you a little bit of spoiler here. They're not so much going in to deal with the Starro creature, which for some of you who ever watched Batman Beyond, you first saw Starro in that series, and they kind of do stick to his origins a little bit, that he is an alien creature, and that they just kind of rework it to where they can use it for the Suicide Squad stuff, and along with how he is used. But it's not so much that they are going in to deal with him, but basically, of course, typical U.S. situation, they were experimenting on him to kind of probably use his telepathy and control shit, but they weren't going to do it on U.S. grounds. They did it on a friendly U.S. They did it on a U.S. friendly nation, but with what happened in the Suicide tongue-tied. But with what happened in the Suicide Squad movie, the people who were in charge of the island nation that they were doing the experiments on got there was a coup, and well, Amanda Waller and her Suicide Squad had to go in and pretty much nix any connection to the U.S. And during all that, well, Starro got released, and of course, our bad guys with the heart of gold were like, you know what, screw this, we can't let this monstrosity, just take over this entire nation. I'm not gonna ruin it for you with who all out of the massive lineup that you've seen dies and who stays alive. But I'm just gonna say, quite a bit of the massive lineup dies. But it was a funny movie, while still being very actiony. Which is kind of a depart from the first movie, where it had its funny parts, but it was still heavily action. But it was still very good. Honestly, I was kind of watching the part where we've seen from the trailers where Harley is kind of doing her thing, and they're like, wait a minute, we were coming in to rescue you. And she's like, I can go back in and you can rescue me. I'm sure it was a good plan. I'm like, I'm watching her do her thing in the dress, and I'm kind of like, I'll be honest with you guys, I'm pretty much a tomboy. I don't really wear skirts and dresses all that much, but it's kind of like I'm seeing her do all the action-y stuff in the dress, in the combat boots, and I'm kind of like, okay, I will. As you kind of know, Hot Topic already has all the Suicide Squad stuff, and I'm like, okay, I would get the dress from Hot Topic and wear it, and I think I would try to pretty much use my the abilities I picked up from my film and video classes, and maybe go, okay, I'm going to do a little fan video imitating this a little bit, just because it was so fun and interesting, just because it's Harley. Because I'll be honest, Harley Quinn is when it comes to the female villainesses, well, sorry, that came out wrong. When it comes to the the female villains, she's one of my favorites, because honestly, even though the Joker messed her up pretty good, she's still out there pretty much playing with the big boys and all that, and giving as good as she gets. And pretty much the only thing she really has going for her is whenever she teams up with Poison Ivy, and Poison Ivy does give her that shot that pretty much makes her immune to any poisons. So it's like, that's really the only thing she has going for her. Since she's like, she's not a meta or anything. And like, aside from like the few comics where she does get like she does get like a power ring or two, or she does get blessed by, she does become an Amazon warrior temporarily, or she does get blessed by the Greek muse who governs comedy. But yeah, so it's like, and does get some powers from that, but it's like, aside from that, those are like some of the few times she does get powers and stuff, but aside from that, she's like, the only thing she really has going for her is like I said, since she's friends with the poison ivy, she gets that shot that makes her immune to poisons, so she can keep hanging out with Red, as Harley will call Ivy, at least in the Batman animated universe. And I think a few other things. So she, like I said, she's one of my favorites. But aside from that, the movie was really good. And the other characters that they did introduce was pretty awesome, and I'm like kind of going, holy crud. Like, and like one of the other scenes that in the movie just that they had kind of going on between two of the characters who, they basically had similar skill sets, just they kind of end up having like this little killing contest, like who can do what better. It was kind of like, and it was kind of like, seriously guys? It was kind of funny. And also, of course, our actress who does Amanda Waller, I'm like, if it hadn't been for the fact I have seen her in stuff before her role as Amanda Waller, and I know she can be a kinder and gentler person, if it hadn't been for that fact, if I had just seen her in her roles as Waller and as her character in How to Get Away from Murder, I'd be going, holy fuck, she is a bitch. That tells you how great she is as an actress, because as Waller, she really just doesn't give a fuck. She's willing to do anything to get the job done, which, with what we know of Waller's character, when she's leading the Suicide Squad and when she's pretty much doing the stuff for Project Cadmus to pretty much make sure like they have the League deterrence and stuff in case the League ever goes rogue. Yeah. It was another thing that I'm kind of giving you a little bit of a spoiler about. Kind of like how at the end of the previous Suicide Squad movie, they kind of had to go, hey, we did this. You need to give us this. Basically, since they did have some of the files that prove the U.S. did engage in the Starro stuff, so they were kind of like, Waller, we have this, and it's uploaded to a secure server. If you don't do this for us, we're gonna leak it. And she's like, fine. So it was kind of funny seeing that, because it's like, it was kind of like a little bit of a playback to the previous movie. So I'm kind of like, if they go for a third Suicide Squad movie, I'm kind of wondering how this is all going to play out, and if they're going to end up introducing like any of the other stuff, because they even, for one of the characters, they do mention, like, the League aspect to it. Because they, for one of the characters, they say he's in prison because he put Superman in the ICU but with a kryptonite bullet. So I'm kind of wondering if they're going to slowly integrate more of the DC universe into this stuff, so who knows? Because, I mean, as far as we know with how they're going to do with some of the more, with the DC movies, we do have another Justice League movie coming out. I don't know if it's actually going to be another live action or another animated movie at this point. I think it's going to be, if I remember right, I think it's going to be like more based on like Justice League Apocalypse or Justice League Dark Wars or something like that. I remember reading about it. I'm sorry, I've just had like a lot of crazy stuff going on here in my real life right now, so it's just been a busy week. And then, so, like, that'll be interesting. Plus, but then we've also kind of got, like, for, like, other upcoming DC Universe movies, we've got, of course, like I mentioned, the Jungle Cruise movie, so we've got Dwayne Johnson also, doing his, Black Adam movie, which, that'll be interesting, and that'll tie into, whenever they do the Shazam sequel later on, so, which I haven't seen the Shazam movie yet. I'll be honest, when they were first doing that movie, I was helter-skelter just because of all the different, because I had seen and read so many different things concerning that particular hero in the DC universe. So when I was seeing the trailers for that movie and stuff, I was like, nope, that looks totally not right. But now considering everything, I'm kind of like, okay, I need to go back and watch that. Especially considering now that they're doing this Black Adam movie, I'm kind of like, okay, yeah, I need to go watch that. Because, I'll be honest, I like Dwayne Johnson as an actor. I was actually even watching him back when he was still wrestling as The Rock, so it's like, what can I say? I gotta pay tribute here. And even then, he is a good actor, so, because, I mean, when he first, I'm kind of going a little off page here, when he first did his little cameo bit in The Mummy Returns as the Scorpion King bit, I mean, yeah, he really didn't have a lot of stuff there, but, I mean, that was good. And then when the actual Scorpion King movie came out for that, I mean, that was really good, and then that just kind of sparked things off. Though the one movie I'm kind of wondering about is, because it's totally animated, but it is going to be somewhat part of the DC universe, is a Super Pets movie. I'm kind of wondering how that is going to play out. Because apparently Dwayne Johnson is also going to be in that one, doing the voice of Crypto. Yes, Superdog. Though I'm kind of wondering, like, what all else Super Pets they're going to bring in, like, who they're going to get for the, well, of course they're going to have to get Bat Hound, but I'm kind of like wondering who they're going to get for the voice. like, and who all other super pets they're going to get, and who all they're going to voice. And if by some miracle, Dwayne Johnson, you are watching this, or you somehow find this, like I said, I am a fan. My partner Albion, I don't know how much of a fan he is, but we'd be honored if you would probably to send us tickets or anything. Not that I'm trying or anything, but it's like, hey. And I even watched the Fast and Furious movies that you were in. Hell, I went to go see Hobbs and Shaw, which awesome movie, by the way. But no more there. But for Suicide Squad, I'd say 9.5, just because I know there are probably going to be some people who are going to go, what the heck? And it was good, like I said, but it was a good movie. You're going to laugh, you're going to go, what the heck? But yeah, again, it's in theaters, it's on HBO Max, so you've got a couple options. For those of you wondering about the Zelda stuff, I am still working through it, but like I said, things have been kind of crazy, so I don't know. I don't have an exact timeline on when I'm gonna get through with it yet. It might take me maybe sometime next week, depending on how things go. Because, like I said, things have been kind of crazy. So that's kind of affected like my gameplay. And guys, be careful. Like I said, if you haven't been paying attention to the news, we've still got the Delta stuff going on, and apparently we are getting another variant of the COVID stuff popping up. So guys, be careful. There's still really kind of like not a whole lot known about this new variant coming in, but be careful even if you are fully vaccinated, because I mean, there have been people who have been fully vaccinated and still have caught it, so everybody just be careful. Hopefully soon we'll have things under control. I don't know when you guys will see stuff from Albion again. I don't want to give away too much of his personal information, but as you kind of know, he was dealing with some family stuff, among things. So he just kind of got resituated in a new place. I don't know if that also included his recording equipment that would also allow him to stream or anything, or if that got put in storage or anything. I'm not sure. I've just been kind of giving him a chance to settle. But yeah. Anyway, I will have more for you guys later. This is RebelQueen. Bye.